Good evening, everyone. I want to first recognize FDNY leadership, Fire Commissioner Lillian Bonsignore, Chief of Department John Esposito, EMS Deputy Chief Ian Swords, and FDNY Chief Medical Officer David Prezant. I also want to thank Staten Island Borough President Vito Fasella for being here. Today at around 3:30 p.m., a fire broke out in Richmond Terrace here on Staten Island. An explosion was reported shortly afterwards. This was a complex, fast-developing emergency situation. More than 30 New Yorkers, both civilians and first responders, have sustained injuries. 2 first responders with non-life-threatening injuries have been transported here to Staten Island University Hospital. Both are stable. 1 fire marshal is in critical condition, and 1 firefighter is in serious condition. A few minutes ago, I met with the firefighter and his family, as well as the fire marshal's family. I am deeply moved by their courage, as well as by their service to this city. I am heartbroken to report that 1 civilian has passed away. I send my deepest condolences to their loved ones. I want to express my gratitude to every first responder who rushed to the scene. As the fire grew, first responders did what they always do. They ran towards danger so others could escape to safety. Firefighters responded from all across our city. This has been an all-hands-on-deck response from approximately 70 fire and EMS units. More than 200 first responders are on site in an active fire scene right now. I commend each of them for their quick response and for their courage. Firefighters have brought this fire under control. However, this does remain an active fire scene. Once the fire has been extinguished, FDNY marshals will hold a comprehensive investigation into its cause. The information that yields will then be shared with New Yorkers as soon as we have it. In the meantime, I want to ask New Yorkers to keep those who have been injured and the person we lost in our thoughts and to wish them a quick recovery. I also want to add that earlier today, I was with the fire commissioner alongside a firefighter and a woman that he saved after using his bare hands to save her from a car that was overflowing with water the other night during flash floods across Brooklyn and Queens. That is just one example. This evening is another of the incredible work that the men and women of the FDNY do every single day, so often without recognition, so often without the notice from across the city. And I want to make very clear just how much we appreciate that work, how life-saving it is, how transformative it is for so many families who can rest assured knowing that there are men and women like these who will do everything in their power to keep them safe. That is the story of this fire as well. It is first responders from across this city rushing in to try and save the lives of those who were in danger, and in doing so expose themselves as well to that danger. And we now continue to pray for them and their families as they make this recovery. I will now pass it over to our fire commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you for the kind words and being here with us during this difficult time. This is one of those very difficult fires that happened about 3:30 or so. We received multiple phone calls for smoke in the area of 3075 Richmond Terrace. Our unit showed up within 6 minutes, and they were met with limited visibility and high levels of smoke, heavy smoke. There was a fire in the basement of a 150 by 150 metal structure in the rear of a shipping dock. We knew that 2 workers were trapped in the basement and there was a fire. The changes in the conditions caused our units to transmit a second alarm, which brought additional resources to the scene. Shortly after our companies were there, we had an explosion. And the explosion caused serious injuries to multiple FDNY members. We had over 30, as the mayor said, over 30 patients that mostly were EMS and fire. We had a few civilians and unfortunately 1 fatality. This was a very complex situation that put us in a position to really show the skill and the bravery of the FDNY. This is stuff that they do over and over and over again. We got very lucky this day. We got lucky in the sense that none of our people were killed. It's unfortunate that we had 1 fatality, and they did everything they could to get to that person. I'll turn this over to Chief of Department John Esposito to talk about the operation.
Thank you, Commissioner, and thank you, Mr. Mayor. So when our units arrived on the scene, we were confronted with a fire in a confined space and a report of workers missing. Confined spaces are very dangerous operations for any rescuers. We initiated firefighting operations and search and rescue operations. While we were conducting these searches, a second explosion occurred. We had firefighters inside conducting searches and on top of the barge and adjacent to the barge. We had several that were injured. We did recover a deceased civilian. The fire is now under control. All searches have been conducted. There is nobody remaining unaccounted for, and there will be an ongoing investigation. I'll now turn it over to Deputy Assistant Chief Ian Swartz from EMS to talk about our injured members.
Thank you, Chief. This incident produced a total of 36 patients. 2 are civilians. Like we said, we had 1 deceased left the scene. 1 was transported to Richmond University Medical Center, and also 34 members of the FDNY, including the fire marshal and firefighter, and 2 rescue paramedics were transported here. In addition, about 10 were brought over to Richmond University Medical Center. That's all we got. Turn it over to Dr. Brazan.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Fire Commissioner. Thank you, Chief of Department. I'm here to brief you on the 2 most seriously ill firefighters. One, a fire marshal who is currently intubated, and the other, a firefighter who is currently doing very, very well. In a confined space, you are susceptible to the obvious, which is flying debris. But that, thankfully, is not what these 2 very brave firefighters are suffering from. They're suffering from something that is silent, which is a blast energy. In a confined space, that energy hits you and can penetrate organs. Thankfully, both of these firefighters do not have penetrating injuries, and they do not have blast injury damage to their organs, to their heart, lungs, or abdomen. However, Fire Marshal Cucciaro has been impacted by this wave of energy to his head and brain. He has a small temporal fracture on the right side, which will heal well, and he has a small brain bleed on the left side. We will be watching him very carefully over the next 24 hours to make certain there is not subsequent brain swelling. As long as there is not, he should do well. But right now, he is very critical, but stable. He is intubated, and he's on multiple medications to keep him calm so that his brain can repair itself. In terms of the other firefighter was in serious condition when he arrived, but is doing very well now. He is being observed to make certain that there is no subsequent muscle injury. Overall, over the next day, we should have hopefully better news for tomorrow. Thank you.
I'm Vito Fasella. I want to thank the mayor for coming to Staten Island. I want to thank the fire commissioner and her great team. They are the greatest fire department in the world. And as bad as today was, and as bad as today is, it could have been worse. Our prayers, thoughts are with the family of the deceased. Our prayers and our thoughts are with those 35 or 36 who were injured. And it's a stark reminder, has been sort of alluded to, of the danger, inherent danger that comes with these jobs, EMS and firefighters. When people are running out and looking for salvation, they're running into the danger. And I can just imagine what some of their family members are thinking. So what's important here is that we come together as a family. There's no family better than the New York City Fire Department. They will be there for those who are injured in the EMS. Staten Island is a family that we come together and we're there for one another in a time of need. So we will continue to be there. Whatever we can do, we will be. Staten Island University Hospital is a family that now is entrusted with the care of these individuals under Dr. Prezant. So let's stick together. Let's keep these folks in our prayers. Let's make sure that this can't happen again. But let us know one thing, that this fire department in New York City EMS, there is nobody better. And let's pray that these men walk out of here on their own 2 feet in the not too distant future. Thank you.